Blog Talk Radio.
Hi, folks. This is Mark Wilmot, singer-songwriter of the Redstone Ramblers, owner of Trademark Instrument Repair, and proud supporter of the Paige Roberts Show on Intercom Radio. Do you want that old acoustic to play like butter again? You want to get that Strat you got from your dad hot-rodded? Or maybe you want to put a pickup in your banjo? You can contact me for all your TLC. I'll be there for your instrument when it needs me. You can check me out at Trademark Instrument Repair on Facebook. Thanks again for listening, and remember, support your local songwriter.
We're playing tunes that make you grin. Our music's better than it's ever been. So think of us when you need a show. We're at WIRN, Intercom Radio.
In the open field where everyone has gathered, I find there's no one there for me. Locked away in my room, I try not to think about the reasons why I'm on my knees. And in all honesty, I've been searching for someone like me. To be honest with me now is the only way to climb back to the light and face the day. 'Cause I've struggled just to stay alive and keep my sanity. 'Cause without you in my life, who am I to be? And in all honesty, I've been searching for someone like me. Searching for someone to set me free. Set me free.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Paige Roberts Show. It is Day, June 12th, 2018. Before we get started into the Paige Roberts Show, we do have our songwriting contest going on. And we're going on through the summertime, so send your songs in to intercomradio@gmail.com. I'm getting quite a few in already. And you can only do 2, and they mustn't be under any type of promotional packages already, because we want to do that with your songs. That's what's going to help our musicians. So, yeah, but tonight is Featured Artist Tuesday, and I have Kansas-based singer-songwriter, guitarist JJ McGuigan, and I have him on the phone with me. Hi, JJ, and welcome back to the show.
Hey, thank you for having me. It's good to be here, definitely.
Awesome. I know we were talking a little bit before the show. Now, you have quite a few things going on out here. So I think
Yeah.
the way but you know the way I usually do things, JJ, I usually get you to maybe tell our listeners about yourself and work your way up to your music. So I guess we'll start there. Why change?
Okay, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, basically, a little bit about me is just I love sports and music, and played sports all growing up and all through college. And then when I was 13, I got my first drum set and got into music that way. And then about 19, picked up guitar. And then about 23, started really pursuing songwriting as a main path for me. And I'm also a mental health advocate. As you know, it's important that we get the word out about mental health just being stigmatized illnesses, and to let people know that there's people out there that do care and do want to help. And that's kind of the path I'm on right now, and everything is one day at a time. As far as my recovery, I've suffered from mental health issues dating back to when I was 16, and so that's kind of where I'm at now. And starting to the song you just heard was off of the EP Dissociative, and we're going to be coming out with a new one with Brian Elwick. Within 6 months to a year, once we can get some studio time set to record it, that's what we're going to do. So yeah.
Now, the songs, now do you already have a list of your songs that are going to go on an EP or album? I mean, how do you decide that?
Yeah, we have 5 songs that we've narrowed it down to. Me and him have written a bunch of, probably around 10 to 15, either totally complete or almost complete songs, just written out on guitar or keys, and as well as lyrics. And so what we're going to do is do some pre-demo work with the 5 songs that we've narrowed it down to get those as good as we can in our home studio, and then go off into we're probably going to use a studio called Brick House Studios here in Wichita, and once we can kind of get that settled and get some studio time going, we'll use those 5 songs that we've pre-demoed and just knock out the full on ensemble of those songs, and just and once we're done with that, we'll market it and do all that stuff as well. So yeah,
well,
it's exciting. Yeah.
I know it is. I know you have been really busy. Now, when you get into Brick House Studio, I mean, what will they do? They'll listen to the EP, I guess, and then they'll go through and maybe edit the songs?
Yeah, they'll just kind of listen to what we've got, just to kind of get a feel for it. And then we'll basically record from scratch at their studios. And because basically the pre-demo work is just something to have that's tangible that we can give to the studio and have them, listen to. And we're gonna hire a couple studio musicians, probably a singer. Brian sings, I sing as well, but we'll probably hire a singer and another singer as well, and then a drummer. And then after that, there may be a violinist, or there may be, just anything accompaniment-wise. Cool. But after we do that, after we get, the singer and drummer hired, we'll just start recording. And usually we start with the drums, for the song, and so we'll give the drummer, some time to go over, what he wants to do, and then we'll tell him what.
You have to take apart a song, basically?
Yeah, well, what we do is when we pre-demo, we just use the guitar or keys or both and sing over it, and then we go into the studio, and then we just lay down each track, the drum track, the guitar track, the key track, everything like that. And then after that, usually one of the last things we put in is usually going to be vocals. And then if we feel anything's needed on top of that, we'll do that. And then it just comes down to mixing it and mastering it as far as the quality of sound that's coming out of the CD and everything. And so that's generally the process, we go by. And but yeah, it's what we did at Air House Studio, where we recorded Dissociative, the latest EP.
That's cool. I'm always interested in learning how the process works, because some people do it different than you do. Some people just do the whole in their studio. But I think it's awesome how y'all can take apart that song and then just construct it and all in one audio. That's pretty cool.
And then just get it to where it's just one song. Definitely.
That takes somebody with some ability, no doubt.
Yeah, it takes just a good team of people usually, a good producer, a good engineer, and then good musicians, as well as the whoever it is that's writing the music and everything, and just takes a team effort and good chemistry, and that's usually a good recipe for a good sounding EP. Sometimes when you get a lot of, whether it be too big of egos or just anything like that, it can get a little rough, and so you try and check those at the door and just really be about trying to make the best product you can, which is your music, which is your heart and soul. And so it's a delicate process, but at the same time, it's very rewarding too. And
I guess then your producers, now will they come back and say, we don't like this song on here or something like that, that song doesn't go?
Well, they'll have their opinions on the song and everything, but ultimately it comes down to whoever's paying for the studio time. And if the producer feels, if an artist or whoever comes in and they're wanting to spend some money to buy studio time to have their song produced, let's say they're not prepared with anything, they're not sure what they're doing, they're just kind of wasting the studio's time, producer can then say, hey, look, come back organized, come back, with something more with more substance, and we'll do that. So generally, if you come in and you've got something laid down, which is kind of why we do the pre-demo work, kind of have a foundation to set the songs on, and then once that's heard and we kind of crack out the ideas, just talking about it, taking notes and everything, and then we can start the recording process after we find the needed musicians and hired guns that we need to help record the full band version of every song.
Well, some people, even some musicians and people like that, they may not know how this part of putting together an EP really works, and that's why I'm always interested in what goes on behind the scenes. That's a lot of hard work.
It is, and it's one of those things where you want to have a plan each time you go into the studio. You don't have to have everything planned out, but you want to have, a plan. I want to get this accomplished. I want to, this is how we should go about doing it, so that way you're not in the studio, in a sense, wasting time trying to figure out what's going on. You've kind of got a plan, but at the same time, you want to leave enough room for people to be creative with ideas and everything. So it can be, you can plan on being in there 2-3 months, and it might take 7 or 8 months to complete, and vice versa. It's just kind of you never really know exactly how it's going to go, but you do want to have kind of an idea and a plan as far as doing all that.
Now, your new EP is Dissociative. Let's talk about what went into putting this EP together. Tell us about this EP first, and tell us the influences behind it.
Yeah, I was wanting to, I had all the songs written out basically singer-songwriter style, and just an acoustic and the lyrics and vocals. And so I wanted to kind of put together an acoustic full band, acoustic driven. It's got some electric in there and some other things. Full band EP of 5 songs, and basically the first step that I got in touch with McGuigan Ryan, who's a producer engineer here in Wichita, but he was out in the West Coast, LA, and all that for a couple decades, and he did some producing and engineering for some pretty big names, like Guns N' Roses. He did an album with them. He did 2 albums with Bob Dylan. And so he's a gem to have here in this town. And so I was able to get in touch with him, and he decided to produce the EP. And then he got me in touch with Garrett Crow and Scott Spriggs. And me and Garrett basically hammered out the most of the full band instruments and everything. Garrett did a lot of the electric, a lot of vocals. Scott Spriggs actually sang "In All Honesty," the song that was played earlier, and then Garrett sang the other 4. And I mainly handled the acoustics, and Garrett also did the drumming. He's also a good drummer, so he was a good asset. And we just basically
an easy collaborative partner, no doubt.
Definitely. It was.
Do you click like that? I mean, it's just
kinda... me and him definitely did. Just kind of, we had a clear vision of what we kind of wanted, and we were both into it. And as far as the music and everything goes, I think it was a phenomenal job. And and then once we did that, we just went into the studio and basically recorded the drums for each track in one night. And then after that, we built the song up through, adding bass or acoustic or electric, and just kind of did that. And then the last thing we did was vocals. And so, really,
I think Dissociative is pretty cool because tell us I know you know what that means, right?
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Tell us go ahead.
I was just going to say, it's basically it's used as a mental health term. It kind of means to be detached from oneself in a sense, or depersonalized. And it's just kind of that feeling of being disconnected from yourself in a sense. And that's usually a secondary symptom from a lot of other primary mental illnesses. So it's a common thread amongst people.
I think it's cool because it kind of sums up everything J.J. McGuigan and others.
Yeah, it does.
Very smart.
It definitely does.
Very smart. Well, which brings me to Letter. Tell us about Letter, because it is also on your EP, right?
Yeah, it's on there as well. Yeah, Letter was a song that just kind of came about a few years ago, and really about someone that's trying to find their place in the world, so to speak, yet at the same time they're fighting that. They've got something to say, but they've got a voice wanting to be heard, and it's just not working out. And so that's where Letter comes in and everything. And it's a song I'm pretty proud of to have written, and I think Garrett does a great job singing. And it's just a song I hope a lot of people enjoy and can be touched by.
Well, why don't we play Letter, and then we'll come back and we'll talk some more.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, so hang on, everybody. We'll be right back.
Don't like what's in my heart, 'cause how I feel and what I believe in feels like two worlds apart. As I walk along in the midnight, a fool drowning in his face. Could you treat me like a brother and let me know I'm not alone when I feel this way? It isn't easy to admit this about me, and I only hope that you'll listen. Say a prayer. We'll climb every mountain, cross every sea, and maybe I can show you there's something special about me.
happen to be an angel, you decide to come my way. Would you read the world's letter? It's all the things I failed to say. I wanna read the world's letter for tonight. I just want you to stay. I'm gonna read the world my letter, then I'll be on my way.
Welcome back to the Paige Roberts Show. Our guest call-in number is 646-668-8941. I've been talking to singer-songwriter, guitarist J.J. McGuigan about his music, and he's being a mental health advocate. Now, J.J., most of your letter, in all honesty, now has lyric videos to go with it. So. Yeah,
you can just look up J.J. McGuigan music on YouTube, and there's 3 music lyric videos. In all honesty, Letter, and then Home is the 3rd song that has one.
Awesome, and you have also been nominated this year for, I think that's Josie Award 2018 for Male Artist for the rock genre.
Correct.
So,
yeah, it was
awesome.
Quite an honor.
So we'll give a shout out to Michael Stover.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, definitely.
Which we always do. He stays quite busy himself. I don't know how he gets there. I don't know how he gets there. Especially with a little one under a year. No, she's a year old now, isn't she? Yes, she's a year old.
I think she's around a year old. So, but he's incredible, and was very fortunate to have come across him.
Right. Well, and they are expecting a new baby around December, I think.
Oh, so really?
That'll be interesting.
Yeah,
that'll definitely
keep him even more busy.
Right, I know it. Like I said, I don't know how he does everything he has to do, but I know Amanda probably does help with that. But
yeah, definitely. Yeah. For sure.
Now you are. Is it weekly for the Roots Music Report, or is it monthly?
I think it's weekly. Yeah, it's weekly. As far as when they come out with their charts and everything.
Well, that's another thing Michael Stover does.
Yeah, he gets you on there and
he does.
Makes it available to where you can be on there and everything, and so that's another thing that's been pretty cool so far, and
that's what helps.
Yeah, definitely.
So I guess it does pay off when you have a producer and a publicist or something like that.
Yeah, definitely. It can get you good exposure, and he's good to work with. Very professional, also very down to earth and everything, and he just kind of has helped out the last couple of years getting these songs out there tremendously, and I owe him a lot of gratitude. Definitely.
Now you have also been let's see, that video won an LA excuse me, an LA music video for Best Lyric Video 2018 this year. And it was also nominated for 2 International Music and Entertainment Association awards. Wow, I mean, how does that make you feel, JJ? I mean, I'm sure pretty exciting.
Yeah, it feels good. Definitely, it's very exciting, and it's good to have some recognition and have your music be recognized, and it's just a feeling of accomplishment and satisfaction and everything, and hopefully it continues with the next EP, and I think it will. I think we've got some very good stuff in the works that a lot of people will like to hear, and so it's just a matter of just doing that and coming up with that second EP, and it'll be fulfilling once it's done. Yeah.
Now, do you take time for yourself, JJ? Surely.
Oh yeah.
What do you like to do?
That's kind of the music is almost in a way a little bit like that. It's just kind of I do a lot of reflecting when I'm writing and playing and everything, and it's a release. So it's not so much like a job per se. It's just really therapeutic. So it's got its definite benefits. It's a lot of hard work, but it's very it is very therapeutic, and so it helps out more than it hinders.
And JJ, that's with everything. I had Dean Holman on here last week, and they help soldiers with their music. And there was this guy, there was this guy that he had a stroke, and he was not doing very well at all, and he would just sit there in a daze, and the music came into play. And, it's just like he lit up like a Christmas tree. You know? I mean,
I've heard of stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, music has a way of just reaching people that almost very few other forms can do, and just has a way of. It's hard to explain with words. It just doesn't, And when you hear a melody you like, or you hear lyrics you like, or a rhythm,
right.
it can just reach you at a place that it very few other things can, and it's magical.
Did you hear that about Randy Travis? Do you know who Randy Travis is?
Yeah, I do. I didn't hear what happened.
He had a stroke.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and his.
Wow.
Well, they really brought him back by playing his music to him, and
right.
And it jogged him back into him, and he's singing again and things like that. I mean,
nice.
It's awesome. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is. It has so many healing aspects to it. It doesn't matter what you're suffering from. Almost, it can heal you in some kind of way.
Right.
That it's a powerful thing we have, and so I'm just honored to
be
have
able
a gift
to do
for
that.
it and a love for it, and just be able to give it to people. So.
Well, whoever said music soothes the soul knew what they were talking about, didn't they?
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. That's kind of one of my, one of the things I say is that I want to do with my music for others what music has done for me, and I don't know if I'll be able to, but that's definitely the goal. It's just because music was there for me in the darkest of times, and I think we all have those moments where music has just reached us in some way that we thought nothing else could, or we thought nothing could, and it just found a way into our heart and just reached us and everything, and so it's powerful. It definitely is powerful.
It's definitely a stress reliever. I'm a pianist, and when I have things that are not just so, I mean, that's what I do. I sit down and play the piano, and it relieves the stress. It relieves the stress.
Definitely does. It's just it just pours out of you once you start playing. It just does that, and whether it's playing or listening or dancing or whatever, it just has a way of draining you of the negativity that kind of you're feeling at the time.
Right. It soothes the soul.
Definitely.
Now, what's next for you, JJ? What are your plans? I know you're working on the EP and
working on that. Yeah, I also coach basketball at a college here in town. Just an assistant coach, and so we'll start up the season in late August, and so I'll be doing that up until early March, as well as music, and so just kind of just balancing between those two, and those are, again, the two of the things I love the most as far as doing and everything, and so doing that, and then working on the EP with Brian. We're just gonna carve out some time, and get that rolling, and see what happens with it, and feel pretty good about it. Definitely, so far, even though nothing's been released or anything like that, I just feel good about what we've been able to create. I think it's the best stuff I've been a part of, in my opinion.
Well, I think it's awesome.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
So,
yeah.
Let's see. Why don't you tell us where people can find you at on your social media pages?
Yeah, the main page is basically jjmcguiganmusic.com. McGuigan spelled McGuigan, and just jjmcguiganmusic.com. You can find me on Facebook, just my name, JJ McGuigan, and then I've got a music page as well under that name, and then Twitter, either JJ the Lyricist, at JJ the Lyricist, or at JJ McGuigan Music. You can find me on there. YouTube, just JJ McGuigan Music. So I'm real clever with the names, but yeah, you can hit me up on that. You can hit me up on social media if you've got any questions about music or mental health that you want to ask, or if you just want to say hey, just feel free to do so, and look forward to hearing from anybody.
Now, do you go and speak at different events, JJ, or no? I know you don't have time for a lot of.
Yeah, I'll speak at the college that where I've coached basketball. I'll speak there. Anytime I've do an open mic or do a gig, acoustic gig, I'll speak, just real briefly, not anything formal, but just try and get the word out about mental health and everything, and do that any chance I get. And and I also I do a lot of writing, and I'm gonna try and start up along on my music account on YouTube, a mental health side of that as well, putting up videos. Just informative stuff about that, and so I think that'd be a good thing that could possibly reach people. So that's something I'm thinking about a lot lately, and so I'll probably end up doing that here sometime shortly too as well.
That would be great. Now, and add your music to it, of course.
Yeah, it'll be on the same site and everything, but it'll just be a video of something mental health related and everything, and just whether it be informative or try to be inspiring or whatnot. Hopefully, some good ideas will start flowing for that, and we can get that going.
Well, I'm anxious to see where that goes. I guess we can find out that information on your Facebook page once that gets up and going. And we also And we also post your information on our website. We have a new website up. It's intercomradio.com.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so we have some of your songs on there, and we have your website.
Okay, cool. Well, definitely. Well, thank you very much. Yeah.
You're welcome. So, yeah, I mean that's how we promote you as well. And
yeah.
And we want to.
Thank you.
We want to help out in that sense as well, by reaching out to the community and things like that.
Yeah.
So.
Definitely. That's good. Yeah. Thank you.
You're quite welcome. Now,
yeah.
Let's talk about your single "Home." I think that's the last song I have.
Okay. Yeah, it's the idea home and everything. You know, it's been done a lot, but I think this one is just kind of like someone searching for home, but it's not an external place. It's not a location. It's a place within. It's kind of the general theme and message of the song. And, it's got a good vibe to it, a good laid back, but yet still some upbeatness to it as well. It's not as mellow as Letter, but I think it's a good song that a lot of people will enjoy. So
I like all of them, and I think I lean towards Letter. I go back to it quite a bit and listen to it.
Thank you. Yeah.
So I never run out of music to listen to. Not with all my artists.
Me neither.
But yeah, let's see what else. Now growing up, JJ. Now who were your main influences growing up as far as music? Did you have any favorites?
Yeah, the band Live was very big in the 90s. They got me. They were the first band to really hook me. I was about 12 when they bursted on the scene, and they got me into rock and roll, into that genre of music, and so they were my first big influence. And then bands like Creed came along, Stained, bands like Cold, Breaking Benjamin, bands that expressed emotion and that, in a way that was both heavy in a sense, but also eloquent. They could do both. They could, have that ability to express emotion in those different spectrum, and it was just bands like that really got me, and so very grateful to them. And but Live was the first band that really hooked me into music and rock. So yeah.
Cool. Now, what do you want people to take away from your music, JJ? Your fans, what do you want them to?
It's as long as it's something from the heart that they can take away from, something that they can say the music that I've helped put out has reached them in some way, in a positive way, either through a positive song or a song that might have some sadness or some quote unquote negativity in it, but it let them know they weren't alone when they were feeling that as well. It's never to bring anybody down. It's to, let people know, hey, life's both up and downs. And so you're going to experience both of them. And you want them to have music that they can relate to in both of those states and whatnot. And so that's really the main thing. It's just music that they can relate to and that touches them in a deep way, and and I just hope to keep doing that.
Now, do you have a favorite one of your songs that you like?
I'd honestly probably say it is A Letter. And I think it's just because it's hard. I really don't know exactly why, but it just kind of sticks with me more so than the others. I'd say because it can cover a broad spectrum of emotion and realities that people may experience, and it's broad, but yet it's not too abstract in a way. It's able to, paint a picture that maybe we've all been through and feelings that we've all had and everything. So I think its scope is pretty broad, and so I think that's one of the reasons why I really like that song.
And I like the tone of it as well. It's kind of mellow.
Yeah, mellow, a little bit of melancholy, and yeah.
Mm-hmm. and telling somebody it's something special about me. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's something we all kind of crave sometimes.
Right. Well, and not knowing what direction we should go in and how we should perceive things, right? Even by people and things. Yeah.
Yeah, we all just kind of want to be heard and noticed and appreciated, and for who we are.
Right.
Not necessarily what we do, but for who we are, and so.
Right. That we have a purpose.
Yeah. Yeah, and that everyone has a purpose, and it's up to us to find it and pursue it, and whichever way we do that. But our main purpose, I think, is just being who we are, and then whatever comes from that, is more genuine in that sense.
Right, I agree. Well, we've come down to the last 12 minutes. I think I want to save the home for going out. We'll go out with that song.
Yeah.
So we got a busy week next week. I'm booked up all next week. Mostly
I saw that.
Athens musicians, basically. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's very good. That's cool.
Since I'm Athens, Georgia.
Yeah, I'm sure there's tons of good ones in that area.
You'd be surprised. I don't know. I didn't realize. I mean, I knew we did, but I just really hadn't got out there to see who's out there. But yeah, we have quite a few artists that come from this area. So
yeah,
that's always good.
That's good. Yeah, definitely.
If you ever decide to venture out and maybe do like a mini tour.
Yeah, we might be planning one after the second EP. We'd like to do something along, up and down the Midwest. And we know some people that have done that already, so they might be able to kind of show us the ropes on what places are good to go to and everything for that, or maybe hitch a ride and perform along with them or whatnot. But that's definitely something that we've talked about doing, is just getting a band together, a touring band that can go out and promote the songs and everything. So that's definitely something we're thinking about.
Now, that you will have to get someone to come in with you then, right?
Yeah, we'll have
the same one.
Me and Brian, and then a singer, a drummer, a bass, and then that'll probably be about it. So we'll probably be about 5 guys total, and so maybe 4. It just depends on what kind of sound we're looking for. On that, and so we'll try and find guys that can do it and pull it off, and mainly it's guys that have the time, that can put aside 3-4 weeks and just hit up the up and down along the Midwest and everything, and So yeah, that'll be interesting for sure. But it'll be a fun process to go through, I think.
It'll be fun. That's something else that'll be a lot of work.
Yeah, definitely would be, but it'd be worth it and be a good process to go through.
Yes, it will. Well, I think we're going to go ahead and close out, but I want to thank you again for taking time out of your schedule and coming on and talking with us.
Thank you very much. You're most welcome too, and thank you for having me. It's always good to be on your show.
Well, I appreciate it. Maybe by the fall we could have you back on again.
Definitely, I'd love that. Definitely.
Awesome. Well, why don't we go out with home? Why don't we go out with home?
Sounds good. I hope people like it, and I think it's a song a lot of people can relate to, and it's So hopefully that can reach people. And again, thank you very much for having me on. And
you're welcome, JJ. And as I tell people, we'll see you back in Facebook land.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, that's where we stay. But
all right,
we're gonna close out here. Bye bye, everybody. Bye, JJ, and have a good evening.
You too.
All right, now. Here we go.
As I wander, searching for a place I've never known, like the time that I see your face makes me realize there is something real out there, and I wonder how long till I reach this place. Home sounds like a nice idea to me. Don't tell me that there's nothing out there. This life has had its way with me, breathing in. Home is where I wanna be. And I wonder, why am I all over everywhere, walking circles and acting like I'm going somewhere? Sometimes I feel like I just wanna start this over, and I remember just how far it is we've come. Home sounds like a nice idea to me. Don't tell me that there's nothing out there. This life has had its way with me, breathing in. Home is where I wanna be. Its light from outer space, I will take you, and we will never turn away. When all is said and done, you will be the only one that I will need for all eternity. Home sounds like a nice idea to me. Don't tell me that there's nothing out there. This life has had its way with me, breathing in. Home is where I wanna be.
Hi, folks. This is Mark Wilmot, singer-songwriter of the Redstone Ramblers, owner of Trademark Instrument Repair, and proud supporter of the Paige Roberts Show on Intercom Radio. Do you want that old acoustic to play like butter again? You want to get that Strat you got from your dad hot-rodded? Or maybe you want to put a pickup in your banjo? You can contact me for all your TLC. I'll be there for your instrument when it needs me. You can check me out at Trademark Instrument Repair on Facebook. Thanks again for listening, and remember, support your local songwriter.
We're playing tunes that make you grin. Our music's better than it's ever been. So think of us when you need a show. We're at WIRN, Intercom